For those who somehow do not know who James or TheOdd1sOut is, he is a cartoonist and a YouTuber who has completely sprung into popularity over the past 2 years. James combines his cartoons with personal stories for his videos, and lo and behold, his style has become exponentially influential and easily replicatable. However, the people inspired by him may find it hard to replicate his amazing success and popularity. This actually brings up a very interesting question about how James's content became so popular so fast. So why is he the current apotheosis of his subsequent community? To truly understand how fast James's channel became popular and well known, I had made a video last year that was part of my YouTube profile series regarding his channel. At this point in time, his channel amassed about 1.5 million subs and 106 million channel views. This was in August of 2016. As of August of 2017, TheOdd1sOut is around 3.6 million subscribers. So when was the last time someone became wildly successful like this while establishing a new type of content? This is really hard to say because I can't come up with any examples to even relate to James. So let's take a look at what actually makes James's content so exemplary. When looking at James's content through an objective lens, one can deduce that he is essentially doing a vlogging type of style. However, what makes these videos more engaging is the artwork and visual storytelling. When we take a look back at a lot of traditional vloggers from an era since gone, you could tell that YouTubers now do not want to replicate that style. This is because the standard of production value on YouTube videos has exponentially raised. This meant that just carrying around your camera and talking about your life in vlog form became stale very quickly. Once YouTube gave the options to upload 1080p videos, the surrounding content changed and there was visual work that would need to be done to alleviate this. James's answer to this would be merging his comic cartoon drawings into a structured YouTube vlog-like video. Immediately, the viewer can suspect a higher level of effort put into the video. However, TheOdd1sOut doesn't have the flashiest visuals or best artistry in the world, but it never needed to be. TheOdd1sOut is exceptionally great because of its simplicity and familiarness while maintaining a very distinct charm, which is further amplified by James's personality and likableness in his narration and delivery, but more on that later. Saying this as of right now almost means nothing, as we are now seeing a lot of YouTubers use a cartoon avatar to represent themselves. Main example would currently be me, but what makes James's style more special and unique is the way he uses his little marshmallow-looking character. I'm about to go snorkeling with some subtext here about the way he does his character, and you're free to tell me in the comments how hard I'm pulling straws, but I feel that there is some great, and possibly unintentional, genius about the way he uses his avatar. You ever notice that the little character is just kind of a blank slate? There's nothing really resembling James in appearance. You'd think the character would have blonde hair to show at least that it's James telling these stories and talking about certain topics. You'd think that the character would need to be represented by James visually in some way, but it really isn't. In a way, the bald pasty character is actually just a stand-in for the audience/reader to be further immersed in the visuals. This isn't immediately apparent to the viewer at all. In fact, it may only operate on a subconscious level. The character has nothing to distinguish itself physically, making it easier to connect to James and what he is saying. Also, as far as the white marshmallow character goes, it's very aesthetically pleasing and can be very easily marketable. Its design is very simple and recognizable. I'm going to get a lot of comments for saying this, but the TheOdd1sOut character and the minions have a lot in common, particularly with design. Minions are simple and easily recognizable, and if you aren't jaded and totally cynical like me, or really most of the internet, you may find them adorable and funny. Of course, the huge difference is that the minions are a very cheap marketing ploy, and TheOdd1sOut is a 21-year-old who draws comics. Another reason for James's popularity may come from how likable his personality is, but more importantly, how he presents it. Almost everyone I ask seems to have made a note about how he isn't overbearing or too eccentric. James is extremely straightforward, easy to follow, and very genuine. Usually when telling someone that they're inoffensive, it usually slightly implies that they're boring. But James is far from that. I mean that he's inoffensive because of how he isn't annoying at all. Usually I kind of detest these channels because I really don't care about people talking about their childhood or life experiences. I'm not the only one. The cynicism towards vlogging only has built up because of their supposed undeserved popularity. Despite James's visual contrast of usual vlog videos, he still has the eccentricity and high energy and pacing of a vlogger, but it's extremely hard to detest him for this. It's really hard to elaborate on why I feel he is good, other than me going into my own subjective semantics and unnecessary straw pulling, but you would have to be a pretty hard contrarian to find something to hate about him. He just comes off very charming and he's very good at what he does. Now, his visuals and personality work in synergy exceptionally well. I believe this is because of his love for Sunday comics like Garfield. In fact, Garfield is a huge inspiration for James.
So, everyone shut up, and without further ado, this is the very first comic I made. Okay, let me explain some stuff.
Many people have a theory about Garfield as a comic. Garfield isn't the funniest thing in the world, and sometimes it really isn't funny at all, but it isn't offensively unfunny. Garfield may be funny by design because of how charming it can be. Garfield never makes you laugh out loud, but it'll always make you grin from admiration. This is how I feel about Odd1sOut or James, and if you pull parallels, it isn't hard to see its influence not only in James's comics, but his videos as well. All in all, I believe Odd1sOut is extremely deserving of the success he has. As of right now, I don't see the passage of time giving him a disadvantage, and I see his influence doing some good for the cartoon community, or vlogging community. I really hope he doesn't fall into the trap of contrarian lambasting from everyone just because he does the same type of videos and gets even more popular. But time will tell. For now, I think it's important to actually admire this popular YouTuber instead of trying to pick apart his flaws.